Welcome into our postgame coverage of the South Carolina-Alabama game tonight here at Williams-Brice Stadium. Homecoming night for the Gamecocks. They fall to Alabama 29-22. Our coverage brought to you by the South Carolina Beef Council. I don't want to be that guy that says, if you hang around South Carolina football long enough, you're going to see a lot of heartache like the Gamecocks suffered tonight against Alabama. But having been around for a few years, I've seen a lot of tough breaks go against the Gamecocks. And what happened here tonight at Williams-Brice has got to rank right up at the top. Lenoris Sellers, a fumble late in the ball game, the guy who you want to have the football, and the ball is stripped away from him, and that leads to the winning touchdown for Alabama. Just a heartbreaking moment for all involved with South Carolina football in a game where South Carolina played Alabama toe-to-toe, just like they did last year in Tuscaloosa, but just could not take advantage of opportunities and could not finish as Alabama pretty much dominated the fourth quarter. Just to recap how things went down tonight, USC took the opening kickoff, put together a beautiful drive, 7 minutes, and on 1st and 10 on the Alabama 12-yard line, the Gamecocks had a couple of runs by Fuller, and then Faison lost 2. So once again, inside the red zone, they can't get a touchdown, they kick a field goal, and they lead 3-0. They forced a punt. And so momentum was the Gamecocks' friend at that time. But on the first play after the punt, Sellers throws a little swing pass out to Faison, who cannot make the catch. It's picked off by Jones over there by Alabama. He takes it in for a touchdown, and the Crimson Tide is leading 7-3. Later on, Gamecocks drove to the Alabama 29. Faison had a 33-yard catch on the drive to make the big play on that drive, but a 47-yard field goal the Gamecocks had to settle for by Joyce was wide right, so the Gamecocks missed on that opportunity. Later, Alabama fumbled. Ty Simpson, their quarterback, was sacked. He fumbled at the Alabama 44, and Sellers went on to score on a 13-yard run. However, that was called back because of holding on Tree Babalade. So the Gamecocks had a touchdown come off the board. They had to settle for a field goal, 7-6 Alabama. You can kind of see a theme starting to build here with the way things were happening against South Carolina. Then Alabama drove the football, and they had 4th and goal at the 3. Touchdown pass followed. That gave Alabama the lead at the half by a count of 14-6. So frustrating first half for South Carolina because the Gamecocks had all kinds of chances and just could not capitalize. In the second half, Alabama was stopped on 4th and 1 at the Gamecock 46. On the next play, Sellers, a beautiful pass to Nick Harbor. With his speed, he got behind the safeties, 54 yards. Gamecocks go up. They go for the 2 at that point in the third quarter. That failed, so it's 14-12. Later, Joyce boots a 47-yard field goal. So the Gamecocks go up now 15-14. Going into the fourth quarter, Williams-Brice is rocking. The Gamecocks have a 1-point lead. Gamecocks have to punt. Alabama muffs the punt. The ball grazed off of Keon Sabb of Alabama. The Gamecocks recovered. And then Sellers eventually ran in from the 10. The Gamecocks are up 22-14 in the fourth quarter. And the place is really up for grabs at that point. In fact, a bunch of the students moved down from the upper portions of their seating area to be down near the ground in anticipation of perhaps a storming of the field if the Gamecocks held on to the lead. But that was thinking way too soon as far as this game is concerned because, again, Alabama dominated the fourth quarter, and they came back with a 79-yard drive, and Simpson with a pass to his outstanding running back and receiver, Bernard, for 4 yards for a touchdown. Alabama goes for 2. It's good, a pass to the tight end. 22-22 now, and it's late in the ball game. Now we're inside of 2 minutes. And the Gamecocks now with the football, 1:39 to go. And Sellers is just going to run a pretty safe play for the quarterback. And he's got both hands on the football. And he said that he felt like the play was over. He thought the officials were ruling the play dead. And as he was going to the ground to kind of help protect himself, he took one of his hands off the football. And Alabama yanked the football out of his hands and recovered it for a fumble. And that was at the USC 38. And then from there, they take it in for the game-winning touchdown. In fact, the Gamecocks let Bernard run in from 25 yards out, and that put the Crimson Tide ahead at that point. The Gamecocks got the football back. Harbor returned the kickoff, but was tackled deep in Gamecock territory. The Gamecocks couldn't do anything with it from there, and the game ended with Alabama winning by the difference of that last touchdown. So heartbreaking to say the least for South Carolina. The Gamecocks 333 yards to 325 for Alabama. Sellers passed for 222, Simpson for 253. Gamecocks outrushed Alabama 111-72. Both teams were excellent on third and fourth down conversions. The Gamecocks 8 of 19, Alabama 10 of 19. Both teams had 2 sacks, 6 tackles for loss for the Gamecocks, 7 for Alabama. At fourth quarter total, 117 for Alabama in total yards and 32 for South Carolina. So Simpson finished 24 of 43 for 253 and 2 touchdowns, and Sellers 18 of 32 for 222. 1 touchdown, 1 pick. He also rushed for 67 yards. So Alabama comes in and spoils homecoming for the Gamecocks and pretty much puts the nail in the coffin for anything that could be great for this season for South Carolina. Face it, the Gamecocks have to go to play an outstanding Ole Miss team on the road, and then after an open week, they have to go play another outstanding team on the road in Texas A&M. I mean, they'll put up a great effort. I have no doubt about that. I think Shane Beamer's really got his team playing hard. I don't think the players will quit at this point, but it's going to be a tough road to hoe for the Gamecocks moving forward. Then, of course, Coastal Carolina and then Clemson with the Palmetto Bowl about to be the only bowl game the Gamecocks can expect to play in. They are right on the cusp of being eliminated from a bowl consideration. And so that's a tough nut to swallow if you're a South Carolina fan, if you're Shane Beamer, if you're a member of the football program, a member of the administration, to think about not making a bowl game. But that is what the Gamecocks have to stare at here, coming off this tough loss to Alabama. They showed they could play once again. That has to be the frustrating thing for South Carolina and the Gamecock fans when you look at it. They played they played Oklahoma into the second half the other week, played LSU into the fourth quarter when they went down there a few weeks ago, had Alabama on the ropes again here today. Really the only egg on their face from an SEC game standpoint this season would be the Vanderbilt game, but obviously Vanderbilt's turned out to be a very special football team this year. South Carolina had hoped to be special this year, but it's turned out to be an especially disappointing season for the Gamecocks, especially after this loss to Alabama here tonight at Williams-Brice Stadium. Shane Beamer will talk with the media tomorrow, 5 o'clock on his conference call. We'll have that covered for you. And, of course, welcome to look forward to having you with us on Monday night on Sports Talk to hear what you have to say about what went on here tonight in Columbia. Final once again, Alabama over South Carolina, 29-22 here at Williams-Brice Stadium. Our report is brought to you by the South Carolina Beef Council.